It was an extremely difficult game. I think what they're doing over at Sharks is really impressive. Their pass and move football. It's really good. Like, they cause you tactical problems that a lot of other teams in the league don't cause you. I think Sharks probably play the most short passing football of any team in the league, and that causes you some tactical problems that we have to deal with. But I thought we dealt with it reasonably well. They maybe only had one and a half good chances in the game, and at the same time we were probably a little bit wasteful in the first half. We could have been 2 or maybe 3 goals ahead. We hit the post. Obviously Benson's a little bit offside, but their goalkeeper makes a wonderful save in the first half anyway. But I thought our levels were a little bit below where they needed to be in the first half. And, the dressing room was quite loud at half-time. It didn't really... I obviously had a few things to say, but I sort of let the players have their say, first of all, because I don't think anyone was really happy with our performance in the first half. We felt after 20 minutes, we probably let Sharks come into the game more, and we were doing a lot of defending. Defending well, but with the quality we have, we needed to be on the ball more. Into the second half, thought we were much improved. We looked for the spaces in behind Sharks as they pushed for the goal. And yeah, we get another goal, and again, could have had 2 or 3. So I thought overall we're pleased with the performance. It was a difficult game, I say that again, but again, even when you're not at 100% yourselves, if you're able to, work together as a team and put in a performance that gets the result, it just keeps you moving forward.
Let's just talk about how you selected the starting 11. The last 2 games you partnered Kadu and Omala, but today we saw you go back to the traditional Mahia before the signings came in. Do you think recent results maybe probed you into making the changes?
No, not really. What you've got to remember is all of the guys who've just registered, it's been quite a while since they've played regular football. At best, some of them were playing up until December when they left their previous teams, and others, maybe the likes of Sylvester, the likes of Emery, they haven't been playing at all this season. They came and joined, and they've been training, but that's not match fitness. And so you've got to remember, playing 3 games a week basically is really tough on the body. So the guys who've been with us and are accustomed to that from the start of the season, they've built up that robustness. So we've got to be super careful with the new guys who've entered into the team that we don't overload them in this period. So, and look, we know they can play together. We know that they can play as a single because they've played as a number 9. But it's even the same today. Like you saw, obviously, the last game or 2, Sylvester Owino's come out, even though he played very well. And again, now he'll get his chance to go back in because we don't want to overload by too much. It's the same. Shafiq's played a lot of football, but there'll be a time when he needs to come out as well to make sure we don't overload them. They're human beings, they're not robots, and so we can't. What we don't want to do is push them overboard and get injuries.
Shafiq once again impresses today, and to add on to that, God Matthew keeps another clean sheet. What can you say about the performance?
Well, look, I think overall, Shafiq's doing exactly what I knew he would do. I think it was a bit of a surprise signing for a lot of people. It wasn't. There were some other signings people sort of knew were happening maybe, and he was a bit of a rabbit out of the hat. Even some people outside of Kenya and outside of Africa were like, oh, it's good, it's impressive you've managed to get him and on a free transfer, because I know there's a lot of other clubs, that were looking at him. So he's giving the performances we know he can give. Again, we need to be careful that we don't overload him. We also need to be careful that we don't just give the ball to him every time. I thought we were maybe a little bit guilty of that in the first half, was that the players can see how good he is and comfortable he is on the ball, but maybe in the first half it was sort of like give the ball to him every single time. And if you do that, opposition teams can read that. So sometimes we need to give it to him, sometimes we need to look beyond him into the attacking line for that pass. So, and look, Gad, again, he's made a couple of saves today, but look, the greatness, Gad's obviously, he's pulling out big saves when he needs to pull out big saves. But it's not like he's having to make 10 or 12 saves a game. The team are really well organised. They're not giving up chances to the opposition team. But that also starts with Gad organising them from behind, making sure they're in the right positions. And so tactically and technically, he's doing really well this season, and long may it continue.
Finally from me, Omala, once again, the dry patch continues. Any reason to worry for him?
Not really. Like, he's had a few chances there today. Obviously, the one, he was a little bit offside and the goalkeeper's made a world-class save. He's had another one that's flashed past the post at the opposite end. And, but I said this to you guys, it's funny because in the first half of the season, the question I was getting was, are you worried that Benson's the only person scoring? And I said no, because it's about a team. And now the question is, are you worried that Benson's not scoring? But you're like, well, the players that you were worried about not scoring are now scoring. So it's a team effort. And Benson's the first to say to you, he'll happily assist someone. He'll happily, play a supporting role as long as the team wins. So it's all about the 11 guys out there.
Coach, still on Benson Omala, it's been 5 games since he last won. And also, during those 5 games, he was dropped from the national team. Has that in any way whatsoever affected his confidence, affected the way he approaches games?
I don't think so. We've not seen it in training. His energy levels, what he's looking to do have been the same, and he's been pushing hard. Just because correlation doesn't mean causation, isn't that the saying? Just because two things happen at the same time doesn't mean they're interrelated. Look, it would be different if he wasn't getting the chances. He's getting into positions, and today had a few chances. Obviously, against Vahiga a few weeks ago, he could have had 2 or 3 goals. Last week against Sofapaka, he hit the post and had another good chance. So it's not like he's not getting the chances, and that's what it's about being a striker. You get into the right places, and sometimes that happens. You don't get the luck, but he's doing everything we're asking him to do, and we're winning football matches. So that's the most important thing.